You'll need some wood according to your wood size. These are 18 by 1 inch. You'll need a hammer, a handsaw, Gorilla wood glue. Tape is optional, but you can also use clamps, and you'll need a measuring tape. For the wood, you'll need some dowels. I'm using square dowels. You can also use round dowels if you like. These are 5/8 by 36 inches long, and this is actually a pretty tall plant stand. Normally they're not this tall, but I wanted one that was kind of high off the ground that my little one couldn't just pull down. So that's why I chose this length. And you'll also need an extra dowel if you're going to do it this way, because I have 5 here, but I actually needed 5.5, and you'll see in the end because I use it as a bottom base. Next, I'm cutting 3 pieces of wood that are all 10 inches because my pot size is 10 inches in diameter, and this is the part that your pot will be sitting on, so you want to make sure you have the right measurements for it. Now that we have our 3 pieces, we're going to take one of them and we're going to cut it in half. This is going to be the part that the plant sits on, and we want it to be flat. So we're going to be gluing it like this. So now we have our 2 10-inch pieces in our halves. We're going to just glue them in place with the wood glue. Here's the optional part. You can use painter's tape to hold down the wood so that it sticks better. You can also use clamps, or you can put heavy books on top of it to hold it while it's drying. Now we're going to grab the 4 legs and we're going to measure off the height of our plant pot. My plant pot, I decided to measure at 7 inches tall. It's actually a little taller, but I just like the look of where it stopped at 7 inches. So it's up to you. It can be shorter or taller. This is just the part that holds the plant in. Now I'm marking where the nails will go. These are the legs, and we're going to put the legs onto the wooden base that we glued. I'm going to start the hole off by just hammering it in just a little bit, so when I stand it up it'll be easier to hammer it all the way in. Now we'll grab our base. We want to make sure that's all the way dry, and then we'll start to hammer our nails into our base. First I added some wood glue and then I nailed it in place. This you don't really have to do. I don't know what I was thinking. I got a little extra with using tape and I went a little overboard, so don't do that. All you have to do is glue and nail. Once you're done nailing all 4 legs in place, you'll have your beautiful plant stand. And this was my first time doing this. If you want to color it, you can do wood stain or paint, but I think it came out pretty nice. And because this plant stand is so tall, this is 36 inches tall, I ended up needing to make it a little bit more stable, so I ended up using an extra dowel to make another X for the base of it. So the same way we did the top is how I did the bottom. If your plant stand is shorter, you don't really need the bottom portion unless you just like the look of it. So here's what it looks like with the bottom portion on. I hope you all give this a try, and stay tuned because next week I'll be making a rope basket for this plant.
Team Gravey, making things easy.